Let's talk CBDCs, because this is what I was thinking throughout my free Saturday today, as I was exchanging the messages with people on LinkedIn about that topic as well. And what I was going to really talk about with them is that everyone around the world right now on any different social media is talking about the CBDCs, right? And if you don't know what CBDC is a central bank digital currency. Simply said, what does it mean? It means that right now all of the money is printed by the governments, obviously, but it's spread between different banks, and banks give that money to businesses, businesses pay to people. That's the simplified version of how the financial system works. And so, right now we have cash, we have digital money, but what the governments are working on, and in some countries is already very well implemented, let's say Nigeria, let's say China, is that currency that can be manipulated by government. And by saying by manipulated, I mean programmed. And that means that those currency will come directly from the government, and they will come directly to the pockets of the people. And so the governments around the world who will issue those CBDCs for themselves, will create them for themselves, because majority of the governments are working on those projects, will be empowered to really make sure that you may not spend the money if they will decide that you overspend it or certain things. Or if you will want to, spend money on, let's say, burgers, but you spent too much money this year on burgers, they can say, no, you cannot do that, you are too fat. That's just a silly example, don't take it literally, but that's just an example to show you what they will be able to do it from the back end of their office, okay? They will be able to see exactly everything. And whether you think it's good or not good, or you don't care, well, I think majority of the people should really care, because that will limit our ownership of the money, which anyway we don't have, but that's a different topic, but will limit our independence and freedom that we apparently should have, which I don't believe we fully have, but that's again another topic that I would have to talk about. And so the thing that I was talking about with those people is that the problem right now is that everyone, like I said, is talking about those CBDCs, but there is no way we can stop it. Even if a lot of people doesn't want it, there is no way we can stop it. Why? Because the only way we can do something right now is to write, and that's not the way to solve anything, because probably half of the population of every single country would have to go on the streets, or even more, and destroy or like riot or do whatever would have to be done. But that's not the case, because a lot of people won't do it, because a lot of people will be afraid to go on the street. A lot of people would, they not just structured this way to go there. Not enough people are structured this way, so they will be like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I cannot do anything about that, so I'm not gonna do anything about it. I will just take what the government will give us. That's unfortunately the society we are living, and that's not anyone's fault. Like, we have the people who like to take action, and there are people who prefer to follow. So they're not going to take any initiative, right? And so the problem is that right now we cannot do anything about it, even if we want to do something. And the reason is that we don't have any tools to manage the government. And I think that's a huge problem right now. We cannot influence the decisions that are making the government on the daily, monthly, weekly basis. We cannot. There is no. What we can only do, we can write the petitions, find people, try to do something in terms of that. But unfortunately, I don't think even that would really work. So the only solution over here would be to actually take all of those business owners and all of those people and let them use the currencies that are owned by the people, not by the government. The only solution in here is that those companies are actually exchanging the money with the people on the new financial system, and that new financial system should be peer-to-peer system where only business directly transact with the person, and there is no third parties in between that are in control. Right now, that financial system around the world is controlled by the government, like the internet as well. It's controlled by the third-party companies. They're taking a fee, and it's so complicated. There's few different third-party companies who are taking the fee on every single part. So that's one thing. That's one of the solutions that should be done. The other one is that we need to have the tool. People should have the tool in their mobile phones that will allow them to manage the government, to give the government their thoughts about how they would like to see it going forward, to vote on certain stuff directly from their phone with their digital identity. Let me know what you think about it, because I believe that's the only way we can stop CBDCs, or at least have some kind of second way of transact, because CBDCs, whether we want it or not, they will arrive in Europe, in US, in Asia. They're already there. They will arrive, they will work, and so the only way we can really have some kind of independence and freedom is for people to use other means of exchanges between businesses and people outside of the government, really outside of the what governments is applying for to us. That's where my thoughts for today. Thank you very much. Let me know what you think. I'll see you tomorrow.